Awoken, Ranger versus Nyx.
And we're going to watch cha1n off the spawn. He's come a long way to be here, right? And let's see what he can do up against dandaking. Everything on the line here.
Fight.
And cha1n gets the rail spawn here. He's waiting to hear the mega pickup. He hears the mega pickup. Delayed this heavy pickup a little bit. Oh, he's whiffed it twice. 3 times, actually. Maybe a little bit of nerves here from cha1n from the get-go. And they're going to meet here. Oh, what is this? An absolutely janky fight here to get us going. And cha1n is lucky to get out of that alive.
Straight away, just like that little bit of, wasted time at that heavy armor pickup, and Dan's hitting huge rockets. This mega's going to be a disaster for cha1n if he wants to try and have too much of a presence.
And there's so much of a delay between the items right now that, dandaking's missed a giant opportunity here. I don't think he realized the delay that was between the items. He could have, got in good position on that mega and then got on the heavy as well. But instead, they've traded items, and that was a really tight rail there from cha1n, and I think he's starting to feel a little bit more comfortable now.
Oh, anyone's fight here, just looking for that opening damage to open something up. Dan hits the clutch rail. He's not going to be able to do much before this mega pickup, though, so cha1n happy to stand here and trade with a mega to fall back on. He's got this light armor. Heavy's going to get collected, but, Dan playing this lighter character, less stack in general. Stacks are going to be pretty tight.
cha1n just sneaking around this teleporter. I don't think he's feeling very comfortable right now in his stage in the map. He needs to get rocket ammo. Keeps swapping to the rocket with no ammo in it. And here we go. He's going to go for the rail. A really nice little unreturned damage there. A little bit more unreturned damage. dandaking surely has to fall back from this. And he's going to go for the mega anyway. This is a very, very risky play, and it's paid off for him. He could have lost both major items there, and he's actually pushed after that as well. Got on the rail through the window, and he's put cha1n back on the back foot yet again.
The stacks still aren't that different, really, and that one rail for cha1n is enough to really just, put dandaking's push on ice here. And again, we're going to have this fight up at T. Went well for dandaking last time. The shotgun, just a decent attempt there at knocking a chunk of dandaking's stack off. Dan, he's got to be so careful. One bad rail and cha1n can push in for this frag here.
And I really like how dandaking's playing this, actually. He's really keeping his distance from the Ranger. I don't think you've noticed, but it's two and a half minutes in. He hasn't even used his orb once. And, cha1n not able to find a good situation to use that orb to convert that frag yet. And that's the testament to dandaking keeping good distance and being really careful.
That's it. Like, Dan's making good damage with this rail, just making sure that these situations don't arise. cha1n put a huge delay on the mega here. It hasn't really amounted to much. And
another whiff there from cha1n. He hits the window. I've seen a couple of really uncharacteristic kind of misplays here from cha1n this map so far. Maybe he's feeling a bit uncomfortable, Phylum.
I think Dan's putting a lot of pressure on him, right? And like you said, he's got a lot riding on this match. He's come a long way to be here. It would be a disappointing performance to lose right now, and he's got a really tough opponent.
Oh, dandaking with a couple of beautiful rails there, and just converts the frag. He made it look so easy after 3.5 minutes of massive struggle. And finally, he's put himself on the board. And, if you're getting that first frag as Nyx, you're feeling really good, because a lead with Nyx goes a long way. You can run the map out if you really need to. So cha1n, he's got to make something happen. He's got to get this invis popped. He might get it popped here. They're fighting over this mega. A little whiffed LG, though. Both players kind of not hitting as much as they normally would. And both players backing off out of this situation. dandaking with the better position, gonna go and get that heavy armor.
Yeah, I don't think Dan realized when that mega was. I think he just got a bit confused. Thankfully, the fight went really well for him. Dan could actually potentially hit a rail here after the pickup of the mega. That would be a disaster. cha1n doesn't have a rail to return it. Dan gets caught out with the LG push, forces out the invis, but this is the power of the invis. Dan's gonna hold on to this lead.
He's gone for the chase here. He's caught him, but he didn't quite get to finish him off. He doesn't have the rail to finish him off. And dandaking is going to get himself back to 100 health with a tiny bit of armor. And he's just going to hold this T area, try not to take any damage, and just work out what cha1n's going to do next. Oh. With the rail.
All right, items split off here, and they're going to be perfectly synced. That's probably going to just slow down the pace of the map a bit. No one's going to have, huge plays. If these players choose it, they can just take their items, trade a bit of damage here and there, but, always fall back onto something. That's going to suit Dan with the lead for sure.
5-minute warning.
And yeah, it's really Chain's job here to look for these opening rails.
Both players really just sussing each other out right now. I'm surprised dandaking knew where cha1n was just then. He was walking around for so long, and amazing game sense there from dandaking. But dandaking playing really cautious right now. Not sure where cha1n is. He's going to drop for this heavy. cha1n doesn't hit the rail. That would have been a key rail there. But yeah, both players just playing really cautious right now, and this is going in dandaking's favor at the moment with the 1 frag lead and Nyx on Awoken.
Yeah, look, as long as the items stay like this, I don't think there's any huge pressure on Dan to make a huge play. He's here to look for the rails, he's going to listen out for cha1n, see if he can catch him in a bad situation. And I was saying this morning, watching the game against Steve's cha1n.
Another whiffed rocket jump. What is going on with cha1n right now? Does he need a, does he need a warm-up or something? Like, this is some really weird, uncharacteristic play right now. There's been multiple whiffed rocket jumps. There's been a whiffed orb. There's been a lot of missed rails. And we know cha1n is better than this and is a lot more polished as a player than this. So, yeah, he's lucky right now that dandaking hasn't capitalized with more frags. And both players going in on each other right now. Dandaking's just going to jump through and the huge finish rail to get the frag. 2-0 up on cha1n. And this is getting really difficult for cha1n right now. He's out of control. Both players going to get 1 item each, so not too bad.
I don't know why Dan let that go so easily. I guess he wasn't 100% on the spawn, but he really could have afforded to put a bit more pressure on that Mega. But either way, like 2 frags up, you're not going to complain about that. But
yeah, 2 frags up with Nyx, that goes a long way. The invis can keep you alive for a really long time, and now it's going to be really difficult for cha1n. Although he's found him, he uses the orb. Oh, he almost hits the shotgun, but dandaking uses the invis just in time, and dandaking gets away without getting fragged. Although he takes the rail, and both players are railable right now. Will they see each other through this window? He doesn't go for it. Oh, he's got to see him. He hits the rail. 1 more rail will get the kill. And oh, he sees dandaking, but the perfect spam there from dandaking to ward off cha1n keeps him away, and cha1n cannot push.
That's it. And this is all Dan needs to do. Stop these frags coming out, just space this game out a bit more. Coming into the final 2 minutes, these frags are going to get so hard to chase. This orb's so powerful, but Dan has the perfect counter in his invis.
Yeah, he was really hoping that Dan would stay around there for that fight, I think, and jiggle peek. But Dan wisely just backs off away from that orb. And now cha1n's not going to have that orb again for another 30 seconds or so. And yeah, he really needs to be popping that invis and finding a frag soon, because if it gets down to the final minute or so with a 2 frag lead, it's going to be really difficult for a Nyx. I mean, for cha1n to get some frags on a Nyx.
Here we go. Dan just shift walks around. cha1n's gonna hear him. Comes through into the fight with the railgun out. That's just such a disaster.
Oh, he's hit the cheeky rail though. I think 1 more rail may kill because dandaking is low enough, but he's gone in for the Mega anyway. He got the Mega, and now cha1n is very low. He's trying to be sneaky about it. He's trying to find anything, something to make an opportunity happen. He's not sure what time is on the heavy. He's a little bit lost right now, and oh wow, everything's just going dandaking's way right now.
The timing from dandaking there to make that play into Mega was so good, so clean. And yeah, surely this is going to be Dan closing this map out. Another frag on the board to do it, but and it looks like the frag could be coming. Probably not after this small armor. But yeah, like Dan's just had so many opportunities to hit good rails. cha1n, it just hasn't been there. Like it hasn't been happening. There's been no magic.
Oh, beautiful Ranger orb there, but he doesn't get just quite polish it off, and dandaking comes back for the really cheeky rail, even though he was railable himself, but he doesn't have invis here, and cha1n is finally able to convert with 50 seconds to go. He doesn't have orb, but neither does dandaking have invis, and he could go on the hyper aggressive here. He's got to find dandaking to get a frag.
This is it. He's checking all the odd little spots, taking different routes around the map.
He's got his orb back. He's found him. dandaking doesn't have invis. Okay, and dandaking now has his ability up, and oh, he doesn't get the spawn. But he knows where dandaking is. Is he going to catch him?
Oh, Catches him out. The invis is used, and this is it. This is the chase for cha1n. He has to make this happen.
He's found him. He's got him on the back rope. Huge LG here from dandaking. He pushes him back. 8 health remaining. Any player could win it. And dandaking with the massive final fight to take the map away. And oh my goodness, what a first map here on the knockout lower bracket games.
Dan's looking pretty pleased with himself there. That first rocket from cha1n in that fight completely whiffed on the stairs, right? Dan's movement was so good. Incredible, incredible.
Yeah, and I got to say, dandaking, you know, he is, that's one of his strong points, is his dodging. He is an amazing dodger. He dodges like no one else. And if you haven't played him much before, you can find it really hard to hit him. So great movement there by dandaking on the stairwell to not take a rocket. But I will say something. cha1n made a lot of just, you know, rocket jump or ability kind of errors that map. And he almost still tied it up on the buzzer. So, you know, a little bit more polish there from cha1n, and he should be feeling much better about playing the remaining maps. But one map down in a best of 3 in a knockout match. How do you think cha1n is feeling right now? Do you think he's feeling the pressure?
Yeah, this is going to be so tough, right? Just mentally to come back from that, especially if you know that you made a few movement errors, you made a few mistakes. Like even that heavy at the start, right? He was a little bit slow and he just got owned by Dan's rockets because he was in a weird spot. You know, you're kicking yourself, right? You're kicking yourself. Coming into Vale, it's such a weird map too. There's so many weird things that can happen on Vale, right? Like if Dan has some tricks as scale bearer, you know, if he's got really effective bull rushes, if he can steal some megas and get up past shotgun without taking enough, you know, too much damage here and there, like it could be a very tilting map. I'm worried for cha1n.
And cha1n's readied up straight away. No issues with his PC or anything like that. So he must actually be feeling all right with the game. He's just accepted that he made a couple of errors, and dandaking will be feeling fantastic about getting that map up on home turf. You know, all he's got to do is get one more, and he's through to the big bucks.
What do you think about Dan's play though, right? Because like watching the recent AQL, and we were talking about this earlier with Mick, right? But Dan was playing so risky, he was gambling on lots of aggressive situations, and it feels like he's got to land, and he's just like, all right, you know, time to be tight, time to be refined. There's big money on the line, you know. Do you think he's like changed it up to get these big prizes?
Oh, I think he definitely, you know, he definitely rises to the pressure. You know, he likes the pressure, and he elevates his game when he feels it. But one thing I will say is, like, you know, he plays very risky in AQL, he pushes a lot, those kinds of things. And that game, he may not have been doing it too much, but every now and then, he would still take a one-on-one rail, even when he was railable, and he'd win it. And that's the kind of confidence that we love to see from dandaking. Okay, we're going to start this game on dandaking, scale bearer on Vale. This is a very classic matchup.
Yeah.
And dandaking's going to get the rocket launcher spawn. He's gone straight in, but the turret's actually blocked his charge. Oh, cha1n gone straight through the teleporter. Instead of getting the mega, he's gone straight for the heavy. Surprises Dan, and he gets a frag on the board right away.
That's such nice play. I mean, yeah, cha1n straight away showing us, yeah, he is in shape, right? He is in form. His brain's on. He's here to play. He's here to play. All right.
And cha1n just kind of working out how he's going to get position on this heavy armor. dandaking has run off. I think dandaking has just realized what happened at the start of the game. Yes, he's come around the top. He realizes the mega hasn't been taken, and now he's thinking, ooh, I'm in a precarious situation. I'm in trouble.
Decent trades there for Dan, but cha1n's going to back away onto this mega. Dan makes a couple of sounds like he's going to poke his head out, decides not to. That's definitely a good decision. Heavy, you know, I don't see Dan having too much of a presence here, right? Maybe that little spam rail angle from the bottom of the map, but even that, Dan, he's just going to play his small armors, and we got to think about what this next mega is going to be. It looks like cha1n could actually completely cut Dan off from this as well. Oh, beautiful rocket for Dan, though. That's going to win in position on mega. And cha1n, I think he could have asserted himself a bit more in that room.
Oh, and the turret gets the kill. dandaking just being a little bit sloppy there with his fight around the rocket launcher and the turret. And cha1n will rack another one up on the board. A commanding start here from cha1n as opposed to the other map. And he's really linking it all together now.
You can really see what Dan wanted with that bull rush, but you know, he like given the messy start, he maybe could have just played for the item instead. You know, heavy coming up, cha1n gonna get just full control here. He hears Dan as well, so he knows exactly what he needs to do here.
dandaking realized he's in a very difficult situation there. He's been trapped, tries to use the bull rush and just do as much damage as he can, but realizes he's going to give up a frag. And there we go, 3 up for cha1n.
You know, I was saying this can be a really tricky map and like a really tilting map. cha1n showing us he knows how to use these turrets, especially with the block at the start, and hopefully we're not going to see Dan getting tilted here instead.
Okay, goodness me. He's just linking them together. Two minutes in. This has been a high frag game so far. A lot of good damage unreturned out there from dandaking, and he actually has an advantage with the stack here, but he will let cha1n drop onto that heavy armor, and another great fight there from cha1n. Just excellent weapon selection, excellent position, and taking the opportunity to drop on that heavy armor when Dan shot the rail.
That's it. You've only got the stack advantage until cha1n gets onto that heavy.
Oh, he's caught him mid, and he gets the frag. 6 up, 3 minutes in. Is this a new cha1n? Is this a different player?
I was gonna say, surely they've swapped him out for someone else, right? Is Rafa sitting down at his PC?
Let's not disrespect cha1n like that.
No.
He's an excellent player.
No, of course. Like this is cha1n. That last map, I don't know.
Oh, he hits a midi. Oh, he almost, dandaking almost converted it, but cha1n gets away by the skin of his teeth. But now, actually, dandaking has something to work with. cha1n's a little bit low, and dandaking has position on this mega health. So 7 frags down. Can dandaking make a comeback, Phylum?
I've really been impressed by cha1n's OG. You know, it's just such a great way to punish the big chunky champions, right? And dandaking, if he wants to turn this around, as he does steal away a heavy armor, comes away pretty, you know, takes a bit of damage, but fairly unscathed. We need to see this bull rush either be used to more effect or not used at all, because cha1n just seems to know how to deal with it.
cha1n coming in here. This is a difficult position to fight from. Yes, dandaking hits the rail and cha1n has to back off here. So dandaking getting full control now. Oh, he comes in. It's a very sneaky play to chase around like that. cha1n had no expectation that would happen, and now dandaking is heavily stacked scale bearer, and that is scary on Vale. And you can rack up frags pretty fast on Vale, but that turret does so much damage. It did literally 250 damage in that fight, and geez, that is why you use Eisen on Vale.
Yeah, he's getting so much utility from that turret, and you know that's kind of what I said before the game, right? Like if he's getting good value out of it, if he's got it well placed, Dan's gonna really struggle. And I wasn't even thinking about how powerful the OG was when I said that. Like this is a comfortable cha1n. This is a happy cha1n. You know, Dan, if he can flip control right now, there's a really long, hard road to actually flipping this around, but this is going to get unwinnable very, very quickly.
I mean, he still has position on this mega. He's got the time. This is a decent situation for dandaking, but he doesn't actually pick up the mega. He goes for the extra damage. I think he thought cha1n was a little bit lower than he actually was, but cha1n doesn't capitalize by getting the mega health, and dandaking straight off the spawn, mega health, straight to heavy, gets the frag. Great read there by Dan.
Yeah, it's a good refrag. It's important to get it, and now it's just got to be frags. Nice rail to hit. That's going to open up a bit. cha1n floating around this OG.
Are we going to see cha1n try to slow this map down? Because so far it's just been mano-a-mano. They've both been kind of fighting over each item, going at each other. And yeah, we haven't really seen cha1n try to slow it down, even though that he's got such a high frag lead. I think maybe he's still trying to get like some more comfort in preparation for this third map maybe, but he's given away a frag, and an 8 frag lead, 4 minutes to go. You can rack up the frags on Vale, but we'll probably see cha1n try to go into more of a turtle mode.
Yeah, exactly. Especially because rockets can be such a trap, right? Like when you don't have the rockets to defend yourself, you really can get a few quick frags together. Oh, Dan comes out of the teleporter. Like
13 health remaining there from cha1n.
You know exactly. Yeah.
Only needed to be hit by 2 more ticks of LG and would have gotten done, but he's gotten away with it, and I feel like that may actually be an early, yeah, I think that may be an early call on this map.
Yeah, look, we might see Dan GG. You know, what do you think with a different start, this map could have gone differently?
Absolutely. Cha1n was hot off the press on the start. He was he racked up 4 frags in 2 minutes and everything was going his way. He was hitting everything. It was completely unlike the last map. And it was like, yeah, so I think Cha1n's feeling a lot more comfortable now.
Yeah, and look, I'm so happy to see cha1n, yeah, like really showing up for this map. Oh, it's exciting. And the turret use has been so good. Like, I'm really impressed. I'm really impressed. You know, you always see it on this map when a good player picks out the Aizen, but like especially like that fight down at Rail, the turret just did all the work. cha1n just got to, you know, kind of put his feet up, relax.
And we're probably just seeing dandaking just trying to get as much comfort as possible, feel as comfortable as possible for the rest of this match. I think dandaking may realize he may be out of reach to kind of win it, but
he'll give it a crack.
He'll give it a crack nonetheless.
All right, so haymo, what's the highlight of the weekend been so far for you?
Meeting all these great people and great players, but as these players just rail each other back to back and close range, I think you know, it's been fun just playing on LAN. LAN just feels so much better in Quake Champions. It actually feels so crisp and like there is none of that funny business that we get when we play online. It feels amazing, to be honest. If you ever get a chance to come and play Quake Champions LAN, you should do it because it feels so good.
It's amazing when you get a good pop on someone with the rockets and like, you know, it just feels good.
Oh, what a play there by cha1n. He rocket jumps through the teleporter, knew exactly where Dan was, camping the telly, and cha1n just keeping on the frags. This is a massive turnaround from the last map. And cha1n must be feeling good going into this third map now.
That's it, and it's going to be a weird third map, you know, Slash versus Strog, right? We're going to see the battle of the slide boys. It's going to be a very fast map, you know. It's hard. Like, I didn't have a prediction before the series for the third map. I still don't have a prediction for the series. I just want to see the spawns, you know. I want to see what the Slash brings to the table.
Well, we know if there's one player that can pull off some magic, it is dandaking. So he might not be feeling so good after this map, but he's very good at saying, okay, well, I lost that one. However, I lost it, and let's just get on with the next one.
Yeah, Dan is so chill, right? It feels like, you know, he's obviously very passionate about the game. He gets frustrated about things like everyone does, but he's just a really relaxed guy. All right, and this map is going to wrap up with a, you know, just such a comfortable win for cha1n.
Yeah, he's really chained together a lot of frags this map, hasn't he?
You could say that. You could say that.
Oh, look at that LG difference. cha1n, 42% LG and did 1,200 more damage.
Even the up close bull rush, right? He was just locked on. It was amazing. The tracking was great. Yeah, earned those early frags, right? And just really set the rest of the game in motion. All right. Well, I mean, the good news is, right? I'm pretty sure both of these guys are awesome at ruins, right? Like, it's a much more standard Quake map, you know, much more space, much more room to play defensively and, you know, just kind of hit rails and work your way in. Like, Vale is a very closed-in map, you know, very weird mega setup, very weird heavy setup. Ruins, I'm excited. I'm excited. I think it's going to be close.
And, yeah, these games couldn't get kind of, you know, one apiece. Both players now feeling the elimination pressure. And, you know, cha1n really rose to the occasion there. With his back against the wall. But we're just waiting for the players to ready up and then we'll get into this next match. I think cha1n is feeling it now. I think he's feeling confident. I think he's feeling strong. And both players have readied up. We're going to be getting into this match ASAP. And I mean, I'm nervous for the Australian.
It's feeling hard right now not to favor cha1n. Again, you know, I just don't know if I've ever seen Dan make really sick plays with Pika, right? I don't think of that when I think of Dan.
Yeah, I think of rails, I think of prediction, but I'll tell you one thing. I have seen dandaking play maybe his best Quake on Ruins of Sarnath. He is an excellent Ruins of Sarnath player, and you know, hopefully he brings out this game.
Yeah, there are lots of good situations where, you know, like I was saying, right? Opportunities to hit really tight rails and then close the gap and get in for that rocket fight or whatever, you know. And with the Strog, there's lots of ways you can do that as well. And I know for a fact that Dan thinks Slash is really easy to rocket, right? He just like knows how to plant him under the crouch sliding characters.
Okay, and if we're going to start this match on...
Let's go Dan, come on.
dandaking?
Let's go. I know we got a room full of people next door who are all rooting for Dan to take this one home. If they make enough noise, we may even hear him in the booth over here. And Dan with the rail spawn. Let's see if he can make the shot here. Misses the first one, but that's okay. You know, you always look for it. You always look for it.
Okay, and a pretty tight run between these two items right now. 6-second split. That if either of these characters can run between that, but what an ability usage. He just absolutely fried him with that trail just there. And dandaking got melted like it was a Ranger orb. Oh, he's caught him out midair. Beautiful LG there, and dandaking heavily on the back foot here. cha1n knows that there's a delay before this mega, but he can't get up in time. He can get up in time. He gets the frag too, and another hugely commanding start here by cha1n.
Yeah, I mean, look, this isn't the end of the world for Dan, but it's definitely unfortunate to get the spawn frag off the back of that. And to go and get the mega after the frag. Oh, and another spawn. Dan.
He's just cha1n. Yeah. Beautiful.
You can't
link up with frags
together again. You
yeah,
can't.
it was just coming out. All right, but 1 minute in, 4 frags up. What a start here by cha1n.
Yeah, and I mean, using this trail again to close the gap. Dan, you know, keeping him at bay with this LG, does a good bit of dodging as well, right? Like none of cha1n's rockets hit here. There's potential for Dan to get the frag, and he does. So perfect play for Dan, right?
And I'm not sure if cha1n mistimed the mega there, but he was there very early and, you know, kind of turned the fight into a coin flip. dandaking was able to outrail him. It is his very strong point, his aim and his dodging. So cha1n might think twice again about taking one of these jiggle rail fights against Dan.
There goes cha1n. Dan looking for the exit rail. And, you know, cha1n flies around the map here, but he makes so much noise doing so that Dan's just able to follow him around. He hears the bounce pad. Trail, beautiful denial of that drop.
Yeah, that's a great ability usage. You don't see that many really good ability usage trails out of Slash, except for just using it for speed boost. But he has twice already this map used it so excellently. And here we go, dandaking up at T. He hears cha1n. He's got him at the teleporter. He's just going to back off here and get this mega health. And yeah, now dandaking's playing more conservative game. He's looking for him, but he's not going all in and committing. Oh, he is actually now. He's caught him. He hits the rail. He's chasing him down. Oh, look at this. Look at this movement and another great usage of that trail.
Yeah, this is probably the best map for it in lots of ways, right? There are lots of, like, the tele exit and a couple of good choke points and the bounce pad especially. Nice. You know, Dan is so hungry for this frag, right? Like, he's doing such a good job of tracking these items, but then also listening up where cha1n's going, and you can see. Can Dan hear that, or can we hear more as spectators? I'm never really sure in Quake Champion.
No, you can hear that.
Yeah, cool.
Dan, great timing here. He's rocking up right on time. He's trying to find traps, but cha1n, I think he's purposely kind of making this noise just so Dan makes moves and he can adjust to it. But yeah, I don't think cha1n wants to be surprised, but he's being pushed right here. He doesn't have his ability. Both players railable, and both players have to back off. cha1n down at that heavy armor, but runs off. And the crouch slide right now from both players has been really excellent. Fantastic movement, world-class movement from both players so far.
Yeah, they're repositioning so quickly. You know, Dan can barely get his finger on where cha1n is. It's been really hard for him to spend his stack advantage in a productive way. And, you know, a 15-second split on these major items, this is really good for Dan. He can continue to cycle, right? cha1n, you know, he's playing these small armors really well. He's getting what he needs. Oh, beautiful catch for Dan there. And he's going to try and box cha1n off of any small armor right now.
And it's a bit of a guessing game here for Dan right now. He's got basically 2 or 3 options as to where cha1n's going to go after each of these times that he pushes him away. And he's going to rocket jump here. It's very risky play. He's gone in, but he's railable. I don't think he wants to peek this. The Mega is up. And he will back off for the Mega, but he's found him again. Oh, the LG no. From cha1n is phenomenal. Oh, but cha1n doesn't shoot the rail. He just slides left and right, and dandaking's aim is fantastic. Getting the frag there, getting the heavy armor, keeping his control, and 2 frags down. Can he make this work?
Yeah, and you know, it's kind of what I was saying before, right? Dan really understands how to aim at the slash when the slash is crouching, right? He's got it down to a fine art. Bit of ability use there just to make sure there's no funny business at this Mega, right? cha1n confidently wins his item, and now he's going to try and back away, but he's stuck on the mid-level. Dan comes in with this LG. This is an opportunity for Dan to make a frag. Beautiful play. You know, you make one mistake against these guys.
He hits the rail. Oh my god, he's tied the game up. 5 minutes to go. Oh, I can't believe he's got so many frags so quickly after chasing him for so long. I think he's kind of worked out what cha1n was doing and started to make some more spontaneous plays.
Nice bit of damage exchange for both players here. You know, it's hard to say who's really going to walk away better. This small arm's coming up.
Is it?
Maybe
I think Dan's decided it's not, and oh no, that's going to cost him waiting around for that small armor. And yeah, he's gone back for it, but he's given up full control here. And here we go, dandaking back on the back foot yet again. Oh, cha1n's going to come in so fast, but wasn't able to get that entry rocket, so he's not going to continue to push. And cha1n is going to play it safe.
Dan just takes his time, cycles back up to this really strong position, a really safe position. If he's uncomfortable up here, he can always kind of drop away, you know, duke cha1n out, get away with his life. Good place to listen, to get information, to look for some shots. He's going to see if he can get the exit damage on the heavy.
Oh, the timing on that rocket is phenomenal. Like, it's such a cerebral player, dandaking is.
So yeah, you know, just having that strong position wins him the Mega. It's beautiful.
And tied up, 1 map apiece, 3 minutes to go. Both players kind of sharing control, but I think dandaking's going to be able to get this heavy armor. I don't think cha1n's going to push in for this. He knows dandaking is there. He wants to do some damage. dandaking does ward him off, and that's going to be more stack here from dandaking, so more of a commanding position, but great position here from cha1n. He will back off, but he hits 2 rails in the process, and oh, he's coming back in. What a risky play. He gets the Mega. Oh my goodness, neither player hitting the rail, and cha1n would have actually died if he got hit there. What a risky play from cha1n, Phylum.
Amazing timing, right? Like, I respect the play so much, but I don't endorse it. But yeah, like, both players get away. It looks like Dan has comfortably won this heavy armor. He's going to get out of here pretty cleanly. Nice, so cha1n with position in T. Dan comes in. He doesn't get around the corner cleanly. That little movement error is going to be huge as cha1n knocks him back.
He does 75 damage with that peeker. It's quite a lot, but cha1n is able to get that Mega health. dandaking does realize that. He misses the rail, and this is anyone's game right now. The pressure is on. An enormous amount of pressure these players must be feeling right now. And here we go. dandaking with the heavy armor. Is he going to contest this Mega health?
Oh, he looked like he was thinking about Telly there. Is he going to come through?
Okay, both players trade items. Now they're just sussing each other out. Both players doing some pretty good damage on each other, just nullifying their stacks. And I'd be surprised if either player kind of pushes each other right now with just 100 or less stack for cha1n, but position on this heavy.
Yep, Dan looking for this exit rail again.
Oh, beautiful rail, and that's going to buy him some time, but he does actually screw up the movement, that's going to cost him. He fell down, and that mega health goes to cha1n. That is an extremely costly play at this point in time.
1 minute warning.
It's going to be a pretty bad moment for it as well, right? You know, another completely uncontested heavy for cha1n off the back of it. Dan again, you know, relegated to looking for this exit damage. I love the sound plays for Dan here, right? He's really taking his time and using his knowledge of the map to his advantage. All right, looks like cha1n's going to be flying in here. It's the rocket fight.
Oh, this could be anyone's fight. I think. Are they going to back off? Yeah, both players back off. Oh, they're really feeling the pressure here. But they're going to go in again. cha1n catches him, but he's not able to convert the frag. He does come around the corner. It's some good damage there from dandaking. He does a little bit more than cha1n. Oh, but that rocket will even it up. And, oh, we're going to go into a sudden death, aren't we? He's going to go up the jump pad. cha1n is right there. He catches him. He's going for it. Both players low.
Dan had the stack advantage on paper, but cha1n with such a strong position. Dan's coming in towards the exit for this mega.
Oh, he's here too late. He doesn't realize the mega's not spawning. He's mistimed it. And oh dear. Okay, he's realized his mistake now. He will have timing. Sudden death. Tournament on the line. Could be anyone's game. This next frag is worth a lot of money, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, the ability used here should mean that Dan just like backs off, and it does. Beautiful rail. Beautiful rail. Dan just keeps finding these amazing exit rails after the items picked up as well. cha1n's so weak, Dan.
He's so weak. He's railable right now. dandaking's going in for the kill. Will he hit the exit rail? And he does!
Oh.
dandaking getting the map, getting the series, and moving through. GG.
Oh, that was amazing. You couldn't ask for a more clutch finish. As soon as that second rail hit, like, that was it. Dan had to make his play. He did it. He hits the rail. cha1n, you know, put on such a good show for us. I'm so glad he could be here. It's unfortunate. He's definitely not going to be happy with his performance, but he played really well in that series.
Oh, amazing series. And it's just a testament to how good Australians are at Quake Champions. And oh my goodness, just an amazing series there.
Oh, Dan's looking so sharp today.
Oh, I don't have much to say. I need a moment.
Yeah. Need a drink.